What's up and welcome back to another video, guys. Today I'm going to be answering some of your questions. As always, if you have any questions that you'd like me to answer in the next installment of the series, leave them down below in the comment section of this video and I will try my best to get to them in the next episode. But without further ado, let's get right on into this video. Our first question for today comes from Mr. Star Wars, and they ask, do I think that it's possible for us to get a UTAT with Commander Wollfe, Galactic Marines, and QandA? And I think it is definitely in the realm of possibilities for something that LEGO is going to make in the future. It's such a fan-desired set, the UTAT as well as the Galactic Marines and Commander Wollfe. People have been asking for this set as long as I can remember. I've seen custom tutorials back from 15 years ago of people turning snowtroopers into Galactic Marines. And yeah, it's no doubt that it's something that fans have been asking for so long. And we've seen stuff like the 501st Battle Pack that has come to fruition by fans asking for it. So I don't necessarily see why this would be any different. I know there's a lot of stuff where, oh, LEGO won't make it because they can't use the word Marines in a set. But they could always just do what they did with the Slave 1 and change it to Starship. So I'm sure that they could get around that if they actually did make it. And I do think that it is something that's definitely on their plate of something that they could potentially make in the future. Now, I don't know if it's something they're going to end up making, but I feel like it's kind of a no-brainer. I feel like people would 100% buy it. It would be a very well-selling set. And I feel like if we do see it, we're going to see it in this next year or two, given that the Revenge of the Sith anniversary is coming up, and that is where we were introduced to it. So yeah, I don't really have a definitive answer, but I feel like it's definitely something that is plausible. I think there's a high chance of it happening. I think I would bet on it happening more than I would on it not happening, if that makes any sense at all. But I have hope. It's a super sick set idea, and I'm really hoping that LEGO does make it in the future. Hunter Robson asked, well, not really a question, but said that they would like to see a Star Wars version of the LEGO Chima battle set or Ultimate battle set. And it's just something that I wanted to talk about because I think something like that could be super cool. The Ultimate battle set for Chima. I'm pretty sure it was a prize for a sweepstake, if I'm not mistaken. A very 2013 kind of thing. I think that's when it came out. I'm not sure though. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just funny. The huge Ultimate battle set for Chima. It's a huge set with all of the different Chima sets in there. And it got me thinking, what would be in there for a LEGO thing? Would it be a bunch of clones and droids? At least that's how I would view it. I would do a bunch of clone sets and a bunch of droid sets in there, and you can have your Ultimate battle. Or would it be a bunch of stormtroopers, the Empire versus the Rebellion? Or, they take the sequel route and go the First Order versus the Resistance. But anything like that, I don't know. I just thought it could be really cool. Not really a question, but I figured that I'd talk about it because it would be really cool. The only thing is, unfortunately, if they did make that, it'd probably be at least $1,000, if not more. I don't know how many pieces are in the LEGO Chima one, but I'll put photos up. And definitely crazy. Definitely don't think it would ever be something that they would make and sell, but it would be really cool to see another prize type thing like that in the future. Unfortunately, I don't think that anything like that would ever happen, but it is a really cool thought and something to think about. Blaze asked, how do I feel about LEGO potentially removing paper instructions? And I have to say, I think this is a pretty terrible idea for LEGO. Not only do I think instructions are one of the main brand identities with LEGO, it's also, it kind of defeats the whole purpose of LEGO if you're taking out the instructions and replacing it by a QR code that you have to scan and then read the directions online. I feel like one of the main draws for people in LEGO is the fact that it's something that you can do outside of the internet, outside of looking at any screen. It's a good break, you can sit down, just build some LEGO, and you don't have to have, any kind of, you don't have to look at a screen at all, and you have the paper instructions. And I think by removing that, you're definitely going to lose some customers. Now, I personally probably would never leave LEGO for something like that, but it would definitely deter me from buying as many sets as I do, because I think that building LEGO sets and using the paper instructions is part of the fun. It's part of the whole, I don't know, it's part of LEGO, in my opinion. It just wouldn't be the same without paper instructions, and I don't think that it's something that they're going to go through with based on the overwhelmingly negative feedback. And I mean, I know LEGO would love to do anything to cut their costs, but I don't think this is something that they will end up doing, and I am very happy because I hope that the paper instructions stay, because it's, I don't know, I feel like it's not LEGO without the paper instructions. But let me know how you feel about that in the comment section below. ELIW asked, do I think that we'll get any more named clones that we have not seen before? And I think we definitely will in the future. Now, like you were also saying about the phase 1 and phase 2 clones, you know, you see the phase 1 and then you get them in phase 2. I think that's mostly because the clones that we got in phase 1 were very popular clones that we ended up getting in phase 2 once again because they were also very popular. But there are definitely some options that we could get for some phase 2 clone troopers that we haven't seen in phase 1. One of the glaring ones that comes to me is Hauser. I'm really hoping to get a Hauser with the Bad Batch Season 3 sets. I was hoping that we'd get them earlier, but if we do get those Bad Batch Season 3 sets, I think a Commander Hauser would be perfect. A really cool clone trooper. And I guess we did get Commander Vaughn. That would fall into that category of not being a phase 1 clone trooper and also getting him in phase 2 but not phase 1. But I do see where you're coming from with like the Captain Rexes, the Commander Codys, the Commander Greaves, and all of that. But I don't know, I think there's a ton of options for commanders and named clone troopers to get in the future, and I'm hoping to see some more come out that aren't just the same old ones that we've been getting in the past. Clips Films Melbourne asks, do I think that LEGO does minifigure numbering balance for sets, like the Dark Troopers and the Dark Trooper hallway scene? And I think yes, it's definitely something they do to keep, I don't know, keep their finger on the pulse of the price and stuff like that. Especially for Star Wars, knowing that it's going to sell, they are very stingy with the minifigs. Another example, you know, being the clone gunships, where you have your 2 shock troopers that are supposed to double as pilots, you know, instead of getting 2 pilots as well as the 2 shock troopers to go inside of the gunship. It's just what LEGO does, you know, especially for Star Wars. It's very unfortunate. I wish that we were getting the full thing, the full bang for our buck, but unfortunately we don't, because they know that they're going to make money no matter what with LEGO Star Wars, so they tend to give us the short end of the stick. But maybe in the future they will change that and start doing other stuff. But it's definitely something I understand from the standpoint of not putting as many in, just because it would make the price go up. But I don't know, I think there's definitely a healthy in between that they can get to that they definitely are not at right now. Bagelman asks, why doesn't LEGO make Commandos or the 104th Troopers or the Wolfpack Troopers? It's like they don't want money, and I would have to agree. I think those are 2 of the many like no-brainer things for LEGO to do that they haven't made yet, and you know, that would sell insanely well and make them so much money. And my hopeful answer is that they just haven't gotten around to it yet, meaning that they will come out in the future, which I do really hope. I want to see the Wolfpack, I want to see Clone Commandos, and I want to see all of the other cool legions that we have not gotten yet that I'm sure fans would love to see and would 100% buy, because turning the customs is definitely not the best route because they are very expensive and there's a lot of people that just aren't a fan of customs in general. But yeah, I would have to say, if I had to answer that question, like why haven't they, it's probably because they're, I don't know, hopefully just because they're waiting to put them out at a different time, which is, you know, my hopeful answer. And the other answer is the more grim one, being they're just not going to, which I find hard to believe given, you know, LEGO likes money and that's some good way to make money. So I feel like in the future we'll definitely get them pretty soon, and I'm really looking forward to it because it's 2 types of clone troopers that I've been wanting to get for such a long time. Hannah Riley's asked, did I buy the sail barge? And I was planning on buying the sail barge since the day it got like leaked or rumored, and then the closer I got, the more I realized I really just didn't like it that much. Even when it originally like leaked and I saw the figures and stuff and the May 4th, the Luke lightsaber promo that comes alongside it, I was like, oh, this is gonna be so good, I'm gonna buy it day 1. And then I started watching the reviews, you know, for those people that get it sent to them early by LEGO, and I don't know, it just kind of lost its allure to me. It just didn't really call to me the same when it was coming out. I don't know why, and I think it definitely was the right decision for me because it's $500 and I do not have space for that. I'm doing a room tour video that should be coming out in a day or 2 after this video comes out if I stay to my schedule, and you'll see I just don't really have the room for a big UCS set like that. It's also not something that I'm insanely interested in. I think the quality of the minifigures is okay, but they're not that great, and also the lightsaber promo, it wasn't really all of that in my opinion. I think they definitely could, I really like that they include the promo, but I kind of hope that they change it up a little bit. I think the lightsabers are cool, but I think it'd be cool to get, you know, I think for the sail barge you should have gotten the desert skiff as the promo and not have to pay $80 for it on the side, and I think $500 is just a little too much in my opinion for that set. So I'll wait to see if I can get it on sale, get some like cashback deals or anything like that. So I'm gonna hold off for now. I don't really know if I'm gonna get it. If I was to buy like a huge UCS set, I'm gonna wait for one that I really like a Clone Wars themed one if that ever happens. But I will say the rumor rumor for the Jango Fett Slave 1 UCS set, that will probably be a day one buy for me for real this time, because it sounds super sick and it's also a way more manageable price and size. Well, I guess we'll have to wait until we actually see pictures of it, but I'm very excited for that one. And the sail barge, I decided against it, which was probably for the best in my opinion. Squirrel Studios asked, will there be another LEGO Kashyyyk set? And I am really hoping so, and I really think that there will be for the anniversary of Revenge of the Sith. It's such an iconic scene and part of the movie that I think they'd be kind of stupid not to. Not to mention, fans love the Kashyyyk Troopers, they love Phase 2 Commander Gree, and all of the different characters that appeared on Kashyyyk, and they already have kind of a good basis from the old Kashyyyk waves that they did back in the day, and if they've done it so many times before, there's no reason for them not to do it again. So I'm pretty sure that we will be getting some in this next year. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's very likely. I think if we are going to get a clone, like another big clone set in the coming like months or year, it's going to be Kashyyyk themed. Chamilvis asked, what is my favorite of those 2002 to 2007 style clone troopers with the helmet visor slits? And I actually think that they're all really cool, but I think my favorite has to be either the Phase 1 or the Phase 2 yellow one with the pauldron that people call Commander Cody or Commander Bly. I don't know if it actually is based on a named clone trooper or if it's just something that they threw together, but it is a super cool one, but it's between those two. But I think they're all really cool. They're all really great options though if you are looking to army build a like niche kind of LEGO clone trooper for cheaper and not like one of the new ones that have just come out. They're very cool and you can get them for pretty cheap most of the time if you find good deals, but I think they're all really cool. I think the helmet slits are really sick for the visor versus printing, and I think they all look really cool. I mean, the Kashyyyk Trooper is also sick, but that one doesn't necessarily have the visor slit. It has the, you know, Kashyyyk helmet or the Scout helmet, which is really cool, and I'm a big fan of all of them. But yeah, I think my favorite is either the Phase 1 or the Clone Commander. And that does it for today's episode of the Q&A series. Thank you to everyone who asked a question, and also thank you to everyone who watched this video. If you have any questions that you'd like me to answer in the next installment of this series, leave them down below in the comment section of this video, and I will try my best to get to them in the next episode. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe. Drew, signing out.